So there's the passport book and the passport card. Two different IDs. What's the difference? By now you have to know what this is. It's a passport book. It's full of pages, identification information, but it's a bit bulky. What if there was something a bit smaller? You know, license size that could fit in your wallet? That's where the passport card comes in. But here's the thing, there's some bigger differences than just the size and portability of these two travel documents. I'm Sheldon with US Passport Service Guide, and today we're going to unpack the major differences between a passport book and the passport card to help you decide which one makes the most sense for your budget, for your travel needs, and your overall convenience. Let's start by taking a look at what a passport card can do. First, it can get you across a land border into Mexico or into Canada. It can get you across a sea border into the Caribbean or the Bahamas. Perfect if you're a cruiser. It can work as a real ID identification to get through a TSA check for a domestic flight from one US state to another. Now, what it can't do is get you on any international flight. Whether that's to Mexico, to Canada, the Bahamas, the Caribbean, doesn't matter. A passport card cannot get you on an international flight. That is a huge caveat and a massive deal breaker for a lot of people. If you plan on flying internationally at any point, you're going to need a passport book. The card is not going to do it for you. These rules are also enforced in emergency situations. Let's say you're on vacation in Vancouver, Canada, and all of a sudden you need to fly back to the United States, whether it's for a loved one or your own medical emergency. A passport card cannot be used to get you onto a flight. You're going to be stuck looking for a land or a sea option. Not ideal when time is of the essence. That's why a lot of people who choose to use a passport card also make sure they have a passport book just in case. The passport card is great for carrying around. It fits in your wallet, will slide right behind your license. However, it's not going to let you get into the air if you need to fly into the United States or out of the United States. So again, the passport book is the gold standard travel identification for US citizens. It gets you into over 190 countries, however you choose to cross the border, land, sea, or air. A passport book costs more than a passport card, but you get so much more in terms of what it allows you to do as a traveler. Again, you're going to make the choice that's right for you and your situation, but this guy is going to get you everywhere. Passport card, not so much. But let's say the passport card is for you. How do you get one? Well, if it's your first passport of any kind, or the passport you most recently had has been expired for over 5 years, you're going to need to fill out Form DS-11 as a new passport applicant, and you're going to check the box for a passport card. You'll also be given the option to get a book as well, but if you're just looking for a card, there you go. Processing times for regular standard processing are currently 4 to 6 weeks. You can pay $60 to expedite that application and bump that time down to 2 to 3 weeks. But what if you need a passport card faster than that, like within the next 2 weeks? Well, if you have proof of that travel need, you can make an appointment and attend it at a regional passport agency. There's 26 of them scattered across the United States. You'll still pay that $60 expediting fee, but you can get a passport anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes it can take longer. Or the other option is you can pay a passport expediting service to go on your behalf. They'll make the appointment, they'll bring your documents, and you'll just get your new passport card overnight mailed back to you. If you're considering going the expediter route, check out our website, uspassportserviceguide.com, and check the link in the description. We share our top vetted recommendations based on over 20 years of experience helping travelers like you get connected with expediting services that get you the travel documents you need as fast as you need them. But what if you already have a passport book? Do you still have to jump through all these hoops? The answer is kind of. Instead of filling out Form DS-11, you're going to fill out Form DS-82. It's the form you would usually use to renew your passport or another passport card. You can either submit that form by mail, or if you have an urgent travel need, you can go the regional passport agency route or hire a passport expediting service to take care of it on your behalf. But what about kids? Can they get a passport card too? The answer is absolutely. The process works exactly the same way as applying for a passport for any minor age 15 or younger. They're going to be able to get a card that's only going to last for 5 years, not 10 like an adult, and it's not renewable. Once a minor's passport or passport card expires, they have to go through the process all over again and apply like it's the first time. So that means every time, DS-11, you're going to fill that form all the way out. Parents are going to have to give consent either in person at an appointment, or there's forms that they can fill out. We'll link them on the website for you. And they have the same expediting options as any adult passport application. So the $60 expedited fee to get it in 2 to 3 weeks, or they can make appointments at regional passport agencies or get a passport expediting service to help. And what about costs? We're seeing a lot of you in the comments really stressing that passports and passport cards can be a pretty expensive investment. We don't blame you. Things are getting really expensive these days. So let's break this down. A new passport book for an adult being issued for the first time is $130 plus a $35 origination fee. That's $165 all in. But here's the thing, the passport card is only $30. So for $195, you can get a book and a card and pay that origination fee. If you're renewing, you don't have to pay that extra $35. If you just want the passport card, go for it. It's $30 plus $35, $65 all in, and you got yourself a passport card. For minors, that cost comes down. Now remember, these only last 5 years as opposed to the adult ones that last for 10, but still, you're going to get a pretty significant discount here. A child's passport card is only $15, so that plus the $35 fee gets you all the way up to $50. Not too bad. Now, remember, if you're expediting, whether that's to get the 2 to 3 week turnaround time, or if you're going to a regional passport agency, or if you're having an expediting service expedite on your behalf, you gotta add $60 to every single one of those. Here's a quick chart showing the comparison between the passport card and the passport book. Feel free to pause and take a screenshot if you want to take a look at this again later. Let's break it down. Who's the passport card really for? It's for somebody who does not plan to travel internationally by plane ever. It's for somebody who plans on traveling to some combination of Mexico, Canada, the Caribbean, or the Bahamas. It's the only place the card's going to work. If you have travel plans for somewhere else, card's not for you. Another group that the passport card is starting to appeal to are people who are struggling to get a real ID from their State Department of Motor Vehicles now that that is becoming a requirement by TSA to fly in domestic flights. You can't expedite a real ID, but you can expedite a passport card, and the price is kind of in that sweet spot where it's not that much more expensive than getting your license renewed in most states. And let's face it, it may be the thing that saves your flying plans this summer. And that brings us back to the passport book. Who is this for? Somebody who plans on flying internationally at some point within the next 10 years. Passport book is your ticket. It's also for those who want that peace of mind of knowing they have the gold standard of US identification documents. That real ID I mentioned, passport is one of the best identifying documents you can use to even qualify to get one. You can skip it all together if you have one of these. The passport book is also key for things like visas or other things that require stamps and documentation that the passport card just doesn't help you with. And as a bonus, here's one extra little pro tip. If you're already getting a passport book, whether you're renewing or getting a new one, consider spending the extra $30 or $15 if it's for a minor to get the passport card as well. Not only does it give you a real ID compliant identification card that you can have on your person, it also means should you go somewhere internationally and you don't want to lug your passport book around, you can still have a piece of identification that's going to work. So ultimately, here's what it comes down to. A passport card is tiny, it fits in your wallet, it's convenient, but the range in which it can travel is also pretty tiny. In very specific situations, the passport card may be perfect for what you need, your budget, your travel plans. Ultimately, I'm always going to tell you the passport book is the best option if you can afford it and if it matches what your plans are within the next 10 years. So as always, if any of this was helpful to you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and please share this information with anybody in your life who you think might benefit. Be sure to check out our website, uspassportserviceguide.com, for guides to the best expediting services around, as well as step-by-step guides for getting any of the travel documents that we mentioned in this video, as well as lots of others, like all the WHTI compliant documents that some of you guys have been mentioning in the comments. So until the next one, safe travels.